We meet Derek Brown from the band Lunasmith, a four-piece alternative indie band from New Jersey with members from Shropshire, Brazil and America.
Today I'm sitting in a lovely little park called Sinatra Park, which is in a city called Hoboken. And Hoboken sits on the Hudson River, and on the other side of the Hudson River is Manhattan, so we have an awesome view of the Manhattan skyline today. Hoboken's a nice city, lots of bars and restaurants, very family-orientated city. One of the things it's famous for is that it's the hometown of Frank Sinatra. Apparently it's also the home of baseball, but lots of cities claim to be the home of baseball in this country. It's freezing here today. It's like minus 15 Celsius here today. We had a great dump of snow a week or so back, about 15 inches, and it's so cold here the snow just won't melt, so they're really having a hard time dealing with it over here. As you can imagine, it's a fine art to park a car in the city right now. I came over to the US about 26 years ago, and in classic country music style, I just came over here with a suitcase and a guitar. My mum was worried I wouldn't find all the essentials when I came over here, so she sent me off in my suitcase with powdered custard and powdered gravy, and of course they burst open in the suitcase, so I had a really entertaining job unpacking when I landed. Life in the United States is great. I've lived in New York, I've lived in Pennsylvania, now I live in New Jersey, and I've had the chance to visit a lot of the country since I've been over here. And for me, every state is a bit like another country. Different foods, different accents, different politics, different tastes in music. It's really very interesting, yeah. Some things that I never get used to. One is drive-through banks, drive-through cleaners, drive-through coffee shops, drive-through oil changes. Pretty much you name it, you can drive through, that's kind of interesting. But I never get used to people walking around with guns on their belts. That's always kind of a bit weird. Not so common here in New Jersey, but it's very common down in the south. As you can tell from my accent, I'm not local to New Jersey. I'm actually a Shropshire lad, born and bred. I was born and grew up in a little town called Newport, which is kind of close to Telford, a lovely little market town. I miss the UK a lot. I love coming back. I appreciate so much more about the country since I left. You notice things that you didn't pay attention to when you lived there. I love the accents. I love the greenery. I love the old buildings. I really love the old pubs. I really, really miss the old pubs. And I love the Wrekin, which is a lovely place to go hiking, so I love that spot. Oh, and I miss my family. Yeah, I really, really miss my family. I probably should have led with that one. Sorry. Let me tell you a bit about the music scene in New Jersey. It's a lovely community, yeah, so we've been playing here for some years now, but it's very tight-knit. When you first start, you don't know how to get a gig, and you manage to land a gig, and then when you go to that gig, you meet a band, and that band gets you on the lineup for the next show, and before you know it, you've got more shows that you can handle. There's a great venue that we like to play in New Jersey, quite close to where we live, a little Irish pub called Finnegan's. It's really, really nice bar, but at the back it's got a really wicked soundstage, and they really cater for artists in the area, so they really focus on indie music, old music. Very, very welcoming spot to go play at, so we love that location. The owner also is a musician. He likes to sneak up on stage and play a little set too, so I think he's always happy when the band show up and play there. A show that we played at a few weeks ago in Manhattan was really incredible. Really loved it, at a location called the Mercury Lounge. This is kind of a famous spot, and it was incredible to stand and play on the stage that have been graced by artists such as Jeff Buckley, Lou Reed, Joan Jett, Radiohead have played there. That was really incredible to go and play at a spot like that. It felt really special, So look, I'm going to shift to the studio because I'm going to freeze to death if I stay any longer, and I'm going to let the band tell you a little bit about Lunasmith, so just wait there a second and I'm going to relocate. Andrew, I'm in the studio, it's a lot warmer, and to talk a bit about the band, here is Belinda.
Thanks, Derek. Hey, Andrew. Nice to meet you. I'm Belinda from Lunasmith. I'm the lead singer, and I play the flute. I guess you call us an indie band, indie rock band, but we're a nice mix of a bunch of different styles because you've got two Brazilians, we've got a Brit, and me, a Southern American. My influences, I would say, are classic rock, and I would say Derek's is grunge. Yuri, our our drummer, is a heavy metal dude, and Fran, our bass player, is a punk grunge lover. So it ends up to be a really cool, interesting mix, especially adding the flute in there. We met during COVID. We were originally a cover band, and then we started writing our own music. Fun fact, we're two married couples. I'm sure you know that always ends up well in famous rock bands. Stop. We are so happy for the support of BBC Radio, and oh my gosh, to be played on your radio is a dream come true. So thank you so much for reaching out and letting us tell a little bit about ourselves. As a female-fronted band, I have to shout out to my heroes who inspire us and influence our sound. Alanis Morissette, Ann Wilson from Heart, Skunk and Anansie, Joan Jett, Pat Benatar. And next step, let's come and play over there.
Thanks so much for having us. I would like to dedicate this song to my sister. She's been my big musical influence since I was growing up, and she took me to my first gig when I was young, and it was The Cure, no less. So we are Lunasmith, and this is one of our songs.